Good afternoon, Chairman Grosso, Chairman Mendelson, and members of the council. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My name is Jenna, and I'm a musician, a music store owner, a parent of 4 children, and a passionate advocate for every child to have access to a rich musical education. For the past 3 years, I've served on the board of DC Strings Workshop, a nonprofit organization committed to bringing music to all parts of the city, particularly the underserved communities. To date, DC Strings Workshop has performed over 50 concerts, workshops, and performances in the district's libraries, schools, community centers, and museums. In September of 2019, the DC Strings Workshop Concert Orchestra made its Kennedy Center debut as part of the Reach opening, and the DC String Workshop operates from the belief that all people, particularly youth, should experience the joys of music and have access to quality music education. I'm here today to address the need to establish quality music education at all the DC public schools, not just the ones with active parent-teacher associations and well-connected parents. To many of our youth who have not had musical outlets in DC, if a student does not attend Duke Ellington Performing Arts High School, where do they go to receive important training they need to successfully audition and pursue interest in the music and the arts? Currently, DC Strings Workshop works with several music programs in the city, including the Van Ness Elementary on Capitol Hill, Hart Middle School, and the DC Dream Center. On a regular basis, DC Strings sends teaching and performing artists into these schools to mentor students. Our ensembles also perform in the community through partnerships with DC Public Libraries, DC Public Schools, and the National Park Service, and other partners. According to data from DCPS, from the 119 operating schools, there is barely a handful of high school band and orchestras in operations. Many schools DC engages east of the river have broken instruments and equipment, which I have seen myself, that no longer work and are able to be in the classroom. We see this week after week from dilapidated facilities where the ceiling is leaking and damaging instruments. It's difficult for students to learn or become interested in pursuing an instrument if they do not have functioning ones. Just as you cannot send a child into a calculus class with a calculator that does not have the right function keys on it, or onto a basketball court with faulty shoes or improper protective equipment, you cannot expect students to be able to properly learn on an inferior instrument or one that does not respond to the student due to neglect or defect. After elementary school, principals are encouraged but not required to provide music to students. Often when music is offered, it is only general music, not specialized band, chorus, or orchestra performances, and is subject to the whims of registrars, not the students or the parents. DCPS needs to fully fund and hire full-time art and music teachers in every school. It is unconscionable that in 2020, one of the nation's wealthiest cities in America, that the youth of DC do not have quality musical outlets for the school day. Many music teachers are overwhelmed, not having enough resources to provide instruments for each student. We need a new model to fund music, art, and other specialized services in these schools. The current per pupil funding for formula is woefully inadequate. Countless studies have been done, and all the results are the same. Being involved in music makes you smarter. Students who are involved in music have higher graduation rates, higher test scores, and better emotional and social levels of functioning. About a year ago, Tanatulua Adewami, who is 8 years old, won the New York State Chess Championship. He taught himself to play chess while lying on the floor of a homeless shelter where he lived in New York at the time. Columnist Nicholas Kristof wrote that Tani is a reminder of the principle that talent is universal, even if opportunity is not. Our goal with DC Strings is to provide the opportunity to all to help children find an outlet, a group that accepts them, and a way to foster that talent. Thank you for the opportunity to testify today.
Thank you.